So how do you create raving fans without breaking your budget? Because as leaders, we want people to love our service and our product, but we may not have the big bucks to make that happen. Well, I found the answer, surprisingly, on a flight, and with two things, a lint roller and a lavatory. Our family recently went to Japan, and it was such an amazing trip. But what was even more surprising was the flight out there, because we flew Japan Airlines, and I had heard about Japan Airlines for a long time, but never had a chance to fly it before. So what really surprised me was that at first it was kind of your usual flight. You know, people drop crackers on the floor and it gets ground into the carpet. But then I was heading to the lavatory and I noticed that there was a flight attendant on the floor cleaning the carpet with a lint roller. And I thought, wow, that is really impressive. These people care. And then flying home on the same airline, I had used the lavatory. I drank too much water and I had to go to the lavatory many times. I know, TMI, but hang in there. There's a point to all of this. Anyway, so I went to the lavatory, and every time I went there, I noticed that the toilet paper was folded up into a little triangle, and the lavatory was super clean. And it was kind of like when housekeeping goes to clean your room and they fold up the toilet paper into a triangle. And I thought, well, that's so nice. What a nice, clean lavatory. I'm the first person to use this. Then I went back again, and I noticed once again, the toilet paper was folded up into a triangle. And then I went back again, and it happened over and over again. And I thought, does somebody clean this place every time? Well, after the trip, we were talking with a friend who also had flown Japan Air and happened to be sitting right by the lavatory. And he said that during the flight, he kept noticing that every time someone used the restroom, the flight attendant would go in there, and he had no idea what they were doing in there. But now we knew. They were cleaning the lavatory. So now I can truly say that Japan Airlines is the most impressive airline that I've ever flown on. It's been nothing like a lot of the domestic flights that I have taken. Who knew that lint rollers and lavatories would make such a big difference? So the key principle is that when you pay attention to the little things, people notice. People notice the excellence. They notice the intentionality. They pick up that you care. And it doesn't have to be flashy. Sometimes it's these little, small, thoughtful actions that make all the difference. So the question to consider is, what is your lint roller? What are the things that you do that help people notice that excellence that makes them into raving fans? So here are 3 things that you can think about, 3 categories that you can consider. What are the things that you can do in this area? Number 1, consistency. Now, if I had gone to the lavatory one time and I noticed a little triangle of toilet paper, it wouldn't have meant very much. But the fact that I went over and over again, and every single time this was my experience, that was what made me take notice. And so what is the one thing that you could do that's over and over again that will make people notice and make you stand out from the others? The second thing to consider is quality. That lint roller, I actually don't know what it's called. It looks like a lint roller. Well, it picked up crumbs versus I've been on other airlines where someone comes through, they just do a quick swipe of the carpet and half the crumbs are still left there. It made such a difference. And so what is the thing that you do that can be better than others? Quality. And the third one, customer focus. Did that flight attendant go into the lavatory because they needed exercise or because they were bored? I'm guessing it's because they were trying to create a positive impression on a customer, and it worked. And so what's something that you do that show your customers that you care? And the last thought is, don't fall into the all or nothing trap. Thinking, oh, we don't have enough money, so we're going to give up. We're not going to do anything. Or we actually have too much to do. There's just too much going on, and so we're not even going to think about this until later. Or we've got this fantastic grand idea that's going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars, but we don't really have a budget, so we're not going to implement it. Little touches matter. People remember how you make them feel, and a positive touch can make all the difference in the world.